Howdy, my name's Rob Chadwick and I'm going to submit this to the Survivorman Competition. I'm up here in Montana in the Rocky Mountains. That's the Continental Divide back there. I'm going to pull off these chains and drive around. I'm going to take a short walk. I haven't been up in the area for a bit since the snow's let up. It's a great day, beautiful day to be walking around, and I'll relate a story to you about that area. Alright, let's get her done. Raised my kids up out in this area back in here. We had a campsite that we'd frequent a lot, and they learned the same kind of skills. I tried to pass it on, pay it forward, and now that they're raised and off on their own, me and my fellow partner Loki here, we pretty much get out as often as we can. Like I say, I've been rolling through up here on through this clearing and seeing if I can get up the hill, make sure the ice and the snow isn't bad. I came up and I've been burning out some of this sagebrush and dead brush that's been in here. Gives these elk kind of a little bit more grass. I don't know if you can see that. The elk are all over up in this area. The bear, he comes up here in the springtime. You can see where he rolls over these rocks all the way up the hill and stuff, looking for the bugs. He hasn't been up here this year yet. I'll haul the rocks back up to the top of the hill for him. So, but anyway, like I say, this is an absolutely beautiful day here. I've got a beautiful hike down the road. We're up here at the old camp spot I used to frequent with the kids 10-15 years ago. This is where our kitchen spot was, in the fire pit where we made our meals and such. This is where camper parked. We had a camper up here, and this spot here held a teepee. There's one of the poles, and there's some more of them too. Haven't been up here in a bit, so this is going to be kind of an interesting walk. Haven't made this walk in a while. This is another fire pit we had. Rainy, snowy, nasty days. We had a shelter put up here. We'd sit around that big old stump, burnt for many years. Fire reflected off of that stone there. Made a beautiful fire. Those are obsidian flakes from when I used to make arrowheads, or at least attempt to. So anyway, what we're going to do is go ahead and head up the hill, and I'll show you the rest of the story. So we've actually gone about 1,000 feet in elevation here. Loki's decided he's really liked the pond where we've actually arrived. He sees the spot where the cave is. There's a little hole back up in there, and we used to bring ourselves up here. See, the big massive tree fell down here. Whoa, that big old boy just tipped over since I've been gone. Wow, that picked up. Look at the root system on that guy. Wow. That up here is kind of we had a little camp spot, but over here there's a little fire pit. You walk around up to here. This is where it all began. I had brought up little dome tent, little two-man dome tent up here. Boy, look at the, I don't know if you can see that, but that is one heck of a ice buildup in there. But this was a whole lot clearer, and we flattened out this spot. It's all spongy and full of this humus. We had leveled out this spot right here, and it would fit a little 2-pole tent. We'd go ahead and build us a fire. This is back in the hole. Wow, look at the ice build up in there. Man, that's a little too slippery. I can't get back up in there. Boy, the ice build up there from the creek that runs through. And anyway, on with the story. Well, we got our meal eaten. We'd started a fire. We got our tent set up, rolled out our sleeping bags. We went ahead and crashed out, and I wake up around first light. So I like to see the sun come up, so I had unzipped the door. The tent was facing that direction. And I'm sitting there enjoying. I was still in the sleeping bag inside the tent, and I hear the chipmunks around in the trees. They're making a heck of a racket. Then I kind of hear a snapping noise off down by the pond, and I'm thinking, well, oh God, it might be a moose. So I real quietly went ahead and poked my head out and looked down right over here. And there's this blondish black bear. She was the color of wheat. First time I'd ever seen that. I've heard about it before. She looks right over at me. She saw the movement or heard me move, and she kind of stopped for a second and woofed. And right over here was a male black bear, and he's looking right at me. He stands up on his hind legs and kind of woofs at me also. I heard the missus, if that's what she was, she started to move over to get towards the downhill side over here so she could get out of there. Well, I was excited, so I just reached over, grabbed a hold of my daughter by her head, and started saying, "Look, look, 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 look," and poked her head out of that tent. And she was only half awake, but she got a pretty good gander of that bear as it wandered off down the hillside. What a great, boy, what a rush that was. What an experience. So we went ahead and wrapped it up and went on back down the hill. But these are the kind of experiences that I live for. I've got a ton of these experiences that I've had, and I would just love to share some of them with you. So maybe I'll run into you in the woods. Wow, so the parting shot at this place. This is just so beautiful up here. I love these Rocky Mountains. I like these. This is called the batholith area because of all the granite that's up in here. Batholith areas like this, I guess they're pretty rare. I'm not completely sure about that, but these solid granite spots and such like that, they're just absolutely beautiful. Great. Anyway, well, I hope you guys are able to get out and see some of this stuff. It's just an absolute fabulous thing to be in the woods.